Hello, welcome everyone. Thanks for liking my videos and subscribing to my channel. My name is Tim. I bring you Villages related content. The Villages is a 55 plus community located in Central Florida. And today's video is a Villages news video. I wanted to talk about the PWAC approves $3.5 million for the makeover at the Lake Sumter Landing wharf. I will read the article to you, and then I will play you about a 9-minute video that I made in November of 2024 when I was at Lake Sumter Landing. And I explained some of the things that the PWAC committee was discussing and some of the funding sources that might be available to them, including having the developer contribute a portion of the $3.5 million. Let's read the article, and then I will play you the video that I made in November of 2024. And at the end of the video, let me know what you think. Should the developer have contributed or should not? Here's the article. It is dated August 11, 2025. The project-wide advisory committee has approved the conceptual design of a $3.5 million Lake Sumter Landing wharf makeover. The PWAC, which oversees amenities south of County Road 466, looked at the renderings of the project during a meeting Monday at Seabreeze Recreation Center. The project is budgeted to take place in the 2025-26 fiscal year. Keep in mind that the Community Development District's fiscal year starts October 1, and the committee's action authorizes district government to seek bids for the project, which will be funded with amenity money. And in the video that I'm going to show you shortly, there were several other options to fund this project, including possible reimbursements from FEMA, which is the Federal Emergency Fund, which is a result of Hurricane Milton that did the damage to the wharf. The large open deck concept will provide plentiful bench seating and covered structures. And I do have an artist rendering in my video that I released in November 2024. It may or may not be similar to the new drawings that have been released recently. A covered gazebo structure will offer comfortable seating for 20 plus, as well as additional open deck space for watching sunrise and sunset and bird watching and stargazing, according to the presentation before the PWAC. The renovated wharf area will be the new focal point at Lake Sumter. The renovation will include spacious docking and storage for dragon boats and kayaks. Some dragon boaters at the meeting spoke in favor of the project. And if you watch the video that I made in November 2024, you will see the artist's rendition that will include and show you all of these amenities. Here are some artist renderings that were published at a meeting that was held recently. All decking materials will be made of composite materials to eliminate rot, and that was part of the reason that the hurricane damaged the decking, because it is wood. But they do have wood pillars that go into Lake Sumter. It'll be interesting to see if they're going to change those out or if they're going to leave the wood pillars and just change the decking. I think they're just changing the decking. Rotting of the dock has been a problem in the past. Yes, there is a picture, and if you watch my video to follow, you will see it up close. Lake Sumter Landing took a beating this past October from Hurricane Milton, and that is the reason that some of the supervisors were talking about possibly seeking FEMA reimbursement or maybe even insurance reimbursement. And my video will talk about that. The previous gazebo fell into the lake and the boardwalk was flooded for weeks. And I will show you that in the following video. The district sought FEMA reimbursement for the damage, but that money never arrived from Washington, D.C. Well, there is your answer. And then my question is, what about the insurance money? Did you file an insurance claim? What about the developer contributing? Also, at Monday's meeting, PWAC members rejected the Amenity Authorities Committee call for a $100 deferral rate on residents' monthly amenity fees. PWAC members examined revenue expense projections for the upcoming years and concluded the $199 deferral rate, also referred to as a cap, is unaffordable. So they are looking at least 5-year projections, and they see that the expenses are going to be climbing, and they will be raising amenity fees a little bit each year. That is my thought. Most likely 3%. That's my guess. Stay up to date. Next, I will play you the video that I made in November of 2024. It does explain some of the things. It shows you the wharf. It shows you the damage that has been done. Thanks for liking. Thanks for subscribing. Feel free to share the video with those you feel are interested. Have a great day. Take care. As I pan my camera over there, that is RJ Gators and Haagen-Dazs. That is the gazebo over there that was damaged during Hurricane Milton. And there are plans to renovate the dock area over there. And today is one of those updates to my video that I did last week. There was recent news about renovating the dock. And there was a meeting held recently, I believe it was last week, Friday, by the project-wide advisory committee. That's the governmental body that oversees the project-wide fund. That is the fund that collects and retains all of the amenity fees for those residents that are located south of County Road 466. And the amenity fee is the fee that you pay each month. That is the fee you pay to use the swimming pools, the tennis courts, the pickleball courts. There is a committee of individuals that oversees the fund and how the monies in that fund are spent. And generally, that committee is made up of one member of each of the numbered residential districts. And they do meet monthly. And they did meet on Friday, last week Friday, to discuss how the new boardwalk renovations will be paid. And there was some interesting discussion on who should contribute, how much. Right now, that boardwalk would fall under the project-wide advisory committee and the project-wide fund to fund the entire $3.5 million project, which is also an update. I did report last week that the boardwalk project was scheduled to be cost around $3 million, but it is now $3.5 million to renovate that project. I did describe a little bit what that project will entail. I will also include a drawing of what they plan on renovating over there, and I will include that in the video as well. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Let's go over there and take a look. Here I'm walking up to the boardwalk right next to RJ Gators, right there. And you can see the water levels are still really high. And over there, the Lake Sumter line, that building, in that area near where that building is, they're going to convert that into a boat maintenance building. And I did describe that in the last video that I made 6 days ago. I'll include a link to that video in the description of this video as well. This is Lake Sumter, just so you know. And I wanted to update you on the renovations of this boardwalk and this dock that they have. The project-wide committee was asking if the developer could help contribute to help fund the $3.5 million project. And the project-wide committee was pretty surprised that the developer released a video where the assistant district manager, Bruce Brown, and the director of amenities, John Rohan, had a video on YouTube, and I did link it in my last video. I'll link it in this video as well. They were surprised to see that the developer or the district was releasing a video about the renovations and design of the boardwalk before the project-wide committee even authorized or approved the boardwalk renovations. So that was one thing that was a surprise to the project-wide committee. The other thing the committee was discussing was, will the developer contribute to the cost of the boardwalk, because they are using the boardwalk as a sales pitch to sell their homes and bring in additional people to the villages. The project-wide committee members thought that the developer should contribute something toward rebuilding and renovating the dock. And the assistant district manager, Bruce Brown, did indicate that he did ask the developer that same question and has not yet heard back. Some of the other ways they could fund this project, friends, are through insurance reimbursements, because this dock was flooded and damaged due to Hurricane Milton. They could file an insurance claim, and they could help pay for the cost of the dock through insurance claims. They also thought that they could file a claim with FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Authority, because this dock was damaged by Hurricane Milton. But the problem with that is that the dock renovations were planned well before Hurricane Milton affected the villages. Let's take a walk over there where the old gazebo used to be. Here I am at Haagen-Dazs. This is the site where most of the dock renovations are going to occur, and that is the dock right there. That is the old gazebo that has been damaged by Hurricane Milton. You can see what the water levels are like. I just wanted to describe again, and you can refer to the drawing, what is going to happen here. Right here, they're going to have resident seating. They're going to have resident lockers that you can rent and store your things. They're also going to have a dragon boat landing here. They're also going to have kayak storage, as well as a low profile kayak launch area here as well. They're going to have over there, a little bit up to the left, a new boathouse that will store 2 to 4 tour boats. So the tour boats over there that you see there, that is going to be relocated over here, and that's where you're going to take the tour boat tours out on Lake Sumter. They're also going to have a nature and fishing charter pontoon boat. You're going to be able to charter a pontoon boat and go out in the lake and do some fishing and sightseeing. The pavilion is going to be located right near where the old gazebo is. It's going to be a 720 square foot pavilion. They're going to build that. They're also going to have a kiosk here. This is where residents will be able to buy tickets for the kayaks, for the tour boats, and for the locker storage, I would imagine. They will have a kiosk there. Also in this area, they're going to have additional seating, so residents can sit here and watch the sunset, etc. I just wanted to give you this update. So the major points in summary are: the dock renovations are going to cost approximately $3.5 million. The project-wide advisory committee is asking the developer to contribute something to the cost of the renovations. The developer has not yet provided an answer. There are several options to pay for this dock renovation. They are looking at paying it through the amenity fees that are collected through the project-wide fund. Those are the amenity fees paid monthly by the residents and collected in the project-wide fund for those residents south of County Road 466. They do have an option possibly to file insurance claims because this dock was flooded and damaged by Hurricane Milton. They also have an option to file a claim with FEMA, Federal Emergency Management, because this was damaged by a hurricane. So right now, I know there was people on my last video asking how this is going to be funded. And the answer is right now we're not sure yet. There's a multiple different avenues they can pursue to fund this project.